Video footage has emerged showing the moment two passenger planes nearly collided at Barcelona airport.
Sometimes the camera catches something so rare, so unbelievable, that you'd have to see it to believe it. From jaw-dropping close calls to moments of pure chance, these once-in-a-lifetime events are unlike anything you've ever seen. Lucky Cat. The Miami Hurricanes' first home game of the 2021 season had an unexpected star, and it wasn't a player. Just minutes into the game, fans found themselves locked in by a life-or-death moment in the stands, completely forgetting the action on the field. High above the crowd, a cat was spotted dangling off the edge of the upper deck, claws barely holding on. As the crowd gasped, a few quick-thinking fans in the section below grabbed an American flag, stretching it out like a rescue net. The crowd collectively held its breath as the cat finally lost its grip and fell. Incredibly, the flag broke its fall, catching the cat safely and sparking an eruption of cheers across Hard Rock Stadium. Fans in sections 107, 110, and 208 went wild, turning what could have been a tragic moment into an unforgettable one. In honor of the heroic save, those fans even made a donation to the Humane Society. The game may have been packed with plays, but it's safe to say this catch stole the show. Unexpected touchdown. A black cat stole the show during a football game at MetLife Stadium, sprinting across the field with a grace that left fans and players cheering and laughing. The timing couldn't have been better. Halloween was just the week before, making him just the right cat for the game, especially for Cowboys fans. Some thought it might be a bad omen for the Cowboys. But this wasn't just any cat run. The little guy brought with it some impressive moves, zigzagging through imaginary defenders with agility and speed, as if he were auditioning for the team. The crowd roared as the feline free agent juked his way down the field, evading the New Jersey State Troopers trying to wrangle him. Commentators couldn't resist talking about this unexpected player. Look at that lateral movement, and he's got great change of direction. It actually managed to get the 50-yard touchdown run. So, when the cat finally exited the stadium, the fans gave him a well-deserved round of applause. Shocking car ride. A terrifying moment was captured on camera as a lightning bolt struck a Jeep carrying a young family during a severe thunderstorm just north of Waverly, Kansas. Inside the vehicle were a married couple, their baby, and two toddlers, all under the age of 2. The lightning strike hit just feet away from the front of the Jeep, briefly illuminating the storm-darkened skies with an intense flash. In the aftermath, the family was left shaken but safe, a stroke of luck considering the powerful force of the lightning. Despite the jolt, they were able to continue safely, with an unforgettable story of their narrow escape. Whale-sized surprise. A sightseeing boat tour turned into an unforgettable moment when a playful humpback whale decided to make it all about itself. The boat had been cruising peacefully when suddenly a baby humpback jumped out from the water, its enormous splash soaking everyone aboard. It was as if the young whale was putting on a private show, leaping and twisting with impressive agility and energy. The stunned passengers barely had time to catch their breath when two larger whales, likely the baby's family, joined the display, swimming close and circling protectively. The playful trio put on quite a performance before gliding back into the deep blue, leaving everyone on board drenched and shocked about what they'd just witnessed. The baby whale's unexpected appearance turned a simple tour into a once-in-a-lifetime experience, a wild encounter with nature that these lucky spectators would be talking about for years to come. A bird? A plane? No, a meteor. In 2013, a meteor decided to crash Russia's party, lighting up the sky over Chelyabinsk with a flash brighter than 10 suns. The guest put on quite a show, streaking across the morning sky before letting out a sonic boom that sent windows rattling. Over 4,000 buildings lost some glass, leaving people scrambling to patch things up in the freezing cold. Locals in Chelyabinsk couldn't stop talking about the cosmic visitor that briefly turned their quiet morning into something they never expected. Dash cams captured every second, turning regular drivers into accidental filmmakers. The whole thing only lasted about 32 seconds, but the impact was enough to get people jokingly blaming the meteor for missed meetings and late school buses. Officials estimated the cost of repairs at $33 million, but locals were just grateful for a story they could tell for the next century. Can't look away. After a stormy sky finally cleared, nature pulled off a rare and unforgettable show. A full-circle double rainbow above the summit of Showdown, Montana. Captured at Porphyry Peak, this stunning sight appeared at 8,200 feet elevation and 100 feet above ground level, creating a breathtaking, uninterrupted ring of color against the sky. Double rainbows like this happen when sunlight refracts through raindrops in just the right way, producing two concentric arcs. While we typically see rainbows as half circles from the ground, being at a high elevation with the sun's angle just right can reveal the entire 360-degree rainbow circle. This vibrant scene combined all the right elements: thin mountain air, perfect light refraction, and just enough mist to bring out every color vividly. For anyone lucky enough to catch it, a full-circle double rainbow is a bucket list-worthy view that feels almost magical. The second, fainter rainbow surrounding the first just made the moment even more surreal. While the camera does do it justice, you just had to be there for this one. Waterfall, but make it fire. Each year, a unique natural display draws photographers and onlookers to Yosemite Valley, the Firefall at Horsetail Fall, not knowing if they'll ever actually get to see it in real life. This rare event happens when everything lines up perfectly. Clear skies, the right amount of water, and the precise angle of sunlight. For a few brief minutes at sunset, the waterfall takes on a stunning, fiery orange glow, looking as if molten lava is streaming down the cliff face. People gather with their cameras ready, hoping for that perfect alignment to catch the magic. When it happens, it's as if the valley collectively holds its breath. The fall glows in brilliant orange and red hues, and you can feel the excitement in the air as people cheer and share the moment with those around them. It's a rare sight, and a natural phenomenon can't just be replicated the same way nature does it. A tight squeeze.
Video footage has emerged showing the moment two passenger planes nearly collided at Barcelona Airport.
Barcelona Airport witnessed a truly heart-stopping moment when a Russian U-Tair jet, fully loaded with passengers, was on its final descent. Just as it lined up to touch down, an Argentinian plane began taxiing onto the same runway, putting the two planes on a collision course that had onlookers holding their breath. It looked like both planes were doomed, and no one could do anything about it. The whole situation was as nerve-wracking as it can get, until there was one ray of hope. The Russian pilot made a quick decision, pulling up just in time to avoid disaster. The two aircraft came within a hair's distance of each other, but thanks to fast reflexes and a bit of luck, both flights came away unscathed. The Spanish Aviation Authority is investigating this close call, which has people marveling at how narrowly catastrophe was averted. This was no ordinary landing. It was one no one's going to forget anytime soon. Last chance to run. One U.S. man took his marriage proposal to a whole new level in Florida, quite literally. Scott Klein lured his soon-to-be bride, Susie Tucker, to the bow of a boat, intending to recreate the iconic Titanic embrace. But instead of a dramatic moment of love, the engagement ring went flying out of his hand, bouncing off the deck and straight into Sarasota Bay. Without hesitation, Scott lunged into the water, managing to fish the ring out just in time since the box was slow to sink. While Susie couldn't stop laughing at the unexpected turn of events, Scott climbed back aboard, soaking wet, got down on one knee, and tried again. This time, the proposal went smoothly. She said yes. As fans cheered, the bride-to-be shared a post saying she couldn't wait to marry her best friend, calling Scott the smoothest guy around. Despite the chaos, it ended on a high note, and it's safe to say they'll have quite the story to tell the kids. Not today, Satan. A peaceful nap between a mother and her baby in a cozy space took an unexpected turn when an uninvited guest slithered in. A very curious anaconda saw the open door, was totally drawn to the scene, and slowly made its way toward them, its tongue flicking as it sniffed around. The mother, sensing something was wrong, suddenly sprung up. To her horror, she realized the massive snake had invaded their nap time. In a split second, she grabbed her baby and bolted to safety, her instincts kicking in. The anaconda, seemingly uninterested in confrontation, retreated back into the wilderness, leaving the duo unharmed. No baby, no fun for the massive snake. So it just went on its way, looking for a different target instead. That's not something you see every day, hopefully. Is this the upside down? When winter rolls in and temperatures drop in Saudi Arabia, the northwestern Tabuk region usually stays pretty dry. But this time, Jabal al-Lawz, towering at 2,580 meters, became a 1 in a billion winter wonderland. This is no ordinary snowfall. It's a rare and breathtaking phenomenon in the heart of the desert. Whenever the snow blankets the rugged peaks and valleys, locals make their way to the mountain to experience the surreal sight of snow in a land known for its arid, sun-soaked landscapes. Families and friends set up tents, build snowmen, and lay out picnic spreads as they soak in the chilly air and spectacular snowy views. It's a chance for Saudis to embrace the cold and take part in a winter tradition that almost doesn't even feel real. The sight of snow dusting the ancient jagged peaks of Jabal al-Lawz is a rare event. So when it happens, it's like witnessing nature's magic at play. In a land where snow is an anomaly, this special moment gets everyone out of the house and in the snowy mountains that's going to be blaring in heat days later. Not what you want to see out your plane window. A Pratt & Whitney engine on a Boeing 777 caught fire mid-air over Denver, creating a tense moment for everyone on board. Despite the engine failure, the plane remained incredibly stable, allowing the crew to make a safe return to the airport with no injuries reported. Passengers watched in shock as pieces of the engine, engulfed in flames, began to fall away from the aircraft. But the stability of the 777 and the crew's expert handling made all the difference, bringing everyone safely back to the ground. It was terrifying for everyone to see in the moment, but the crew ended up managing just fine. It's crazy how resilient and reliable these aircraft are, even under extreme conditions. Penguin and killer whales, a brave escape. A heart-stopping moment unfolded off the coast of Antarctica, when a quick-thinking Gentoo penguin made a daring escape from a pod of hungry orcas. With the sleek predators closing in, the penguin made a last-ditch leap and landed right into a boat filled with stunned tourists. The lucky little bird found a moment of safety on deck, catching its breath while the orcas circled nearby. Tourists watched as the penguin casually nestled in, seeming unfazed by the close call. Some onlookers couldn't believe their eyes. No one could understand how the penguin's impeccable timing worked, and how it even thought of making the gutsy escape. The orcas eventually moved on, and the penguin, after a moment to gather itself, returned to the icy waters unharmed. His friends will not believe the story he's about to return home with. Losing a tire, but not forever. An unbelievable dashcam video captured a rare moment on the 118 freeway in Chatsworth, Los Angeles, when a Kia collided with a runaway tire, launching it into the air in a near-miss crash on March 23, 2023. The footage, recorded by Anoop Katra's dashboard camera, shows traffic moving along smoothly until a Chevy pickup truck's front driver's side tire suddenly detaches, rolling directly into the path of an oncoming Kia. In a split second, the Kia drives over the rogue tire, sending it spinning mid-air like it was totally weightless. The car flipped, crashed hood first back onto the freeway, and ultimately landed right side up, but not before the tire rolled back into view, slamming once more into the vehicle's wreckage. Remarkably, despite the dramatic accident, the LAPD confirmed that the driver, who was alone in the Kia, walked away without any serious injuries. A sting operation like no other. An unexpected buzz took over Interstate 35 near Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, when a semi-truck loaded with honeybees overturned, releasing thousands of bees into the air. Garvin County Deputy Carl Zink responded to the scene, only to find himself trapped as the bees swarmed his cruiser, blanketing it in a cloud of angry insects. Stuck inside, Zink pulled out his phone and recorded the surreal scene, showing his car engulfed by the massive swarm. Miraculously, the deputy only suffered a single bee sting before managing to escape unharmed. However, it wasn't a quick cleanup. Beekeepers spent hours clearing the area, with traffic piling up for miles as they worked to control the flying chaos. As terrifying as this unexpected moment was, at least the deputy had a sense of humor about it, calling it a successful sting operation. This is one pursuit none of them will ever want to go on again. This isn't a runway. On November 28, 2023, a small plane made a dramatic emergency landing on Highway 81 in Brooklyn, Minnesota, after losing power mid-flight. The single-engine Piper PA-28 was approaching Crystal Airport when it encountered engine trouble, forcing the pilot to quickly find an alternative landing spot. As it descended, the plane clipped power lines and ultimately struck a southbound vehicle on the highway, sending literal sparks flying, but miraculously avoiding serious injuries. Emergency responders treated the pilot for minor injuries at the scene, while the driver of the vehicle was taken to a nearby hospital with minor injuries. The crash site, located around 2.5 miles northwest of Crystal Airport near West Broadway Avenue, lies within a bustling area of residential and commercial properties. The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board have begun investigating the incident to determine the cause of the engine failure and to review the emergency landing. But they don't need to. We already reviewed it as being unbelievably great. Worse than a flat tire. The 2010 Chinese Grand Prix delivered a moment no Formula One fan could forget, as Toro Rosso driver Sebastian Buemi experienced a rare and terrifying failure. On April 14, 2010, during the practice session, Buemi braked for turn 14, only to watch both front wheels break free from his car, flying off in opposite directions. The Swiss driver was left barreling toward the gravel, his brakes powerless without any wheels to control. Buemi instinctively tried to slow down, gripping the wheel despite the chaos around him, until his car finally skidded into the gravel and came to a halt. Miraculously, he came out totally unscathed, though understandably shaken. The incident stemmed from an experimental suspension system that failed catastrophically, prompting Toro Rosso to revert to a more standard setup. The surreal sight of a Formula One car's front wheels detaching in unison remains one of the sport's wildest moments, one that no one would ever really be able to replicate the same way. What a cute dog. During a boat tour off the coast of Norway, a beluga whale made a surprising appearance, turning an ordinary day into an unforgettable experience. This friendly beluga approached a South African-built Gemini craft, where passengers had brought along a 2019 Rugby World Cup ball. Incredibly, the whale seemed eager to join in, retrieving the ball each time it was tossed into the water, a lot like a playful dog at a park. Belugas, known for their sociable and curious nature, often live in pods of a few to several hundred members, navigating and hunting together in the icy Arctic waters. Their intelligence and ability to mimic sounds make them especially interactive with humans, and this whale's fetching skills had all the passengers thinking they were watching an AI-generated video. But nope, it was all real, all in front of their very eyes. The video went viral, catching the attention of the Rugby World Cup's official Twitter account, which shared the moment with the caption, "A beluga whale playing rugby. That's it, that's the tweet." While this was all pretty unbelievable to see, things took another crazy turn for this whale. It was later labeled a Russian spy and had to move to Norway. Whether that's true or not, this unexpected rugby player sure has a lot going on, and, well, we're here for it. Unsung hero. On October 31st, a cat named Gatubela proved that cats can be more than just independent creatures. They can be heroes too. In a heart-stopping video, this quick-thinking feline saved 1-year-old Samuel from a dangerous fall down a flight of stairs. The footage, captured by security cameras, shows the toddler crawling toward an open doorway that led to a steep staircase. As Samuel neared the edge, Gatubela leapt off the nearby couch, grabbed the child, and pulled him back to safety. While it's unclear if the cat was intentionally guiding Samuel away from danger or simply trying to play, the outcome was the same. The toddler was saved from a potentially serious accident. After the rescue, Gatubela led Samuel back into the middle of the room, where the two seemed to go right back into playing, like all of that craziness didn't just happen. The video was shared widely on social media, especially by the Fundación Gatos Bogotanos en Adopción, a cat rescue group based in Bogotá, Colombia. The post quickly went viral, racking up over 25,000 shares, with followers hailing the cat as a hero. According to recent studies, cats form attachments to their owners as deeply as dogs do, even if their behavior sometimes gives the impression of aloofness. Gatoubaly's rescue is a perfect example of the affection and care that cats can offer, proving that they're not just pets, they're family, even if things like this just happen 1 in a billion times. Other babies better watch out. This one's used up all of your chances. That's not a train. A bizarre and mysterious phenomenon was caught on camera recently, and it's left many confused about what they're even looking at. In the footage, a glowing blue orb appears on a rainy day near some railway tracks, seemingly floating through the air as it moves along the tracks before crossing them. After a brief moment, the orb continues its journey towards a nearby forest, where it explodes in a sudden flash of light. While the exact location of this event remains unclear, though it appears to have been filmed somewhere in Europe, the strange object looks a lot like ball lightning, a rare and unexplained atmospheric phenomenon. Ball lightning is a glowing, spherical shape that appears during thunderstorms, typically following electrical disturbances in the atmosphere. The conditions in the video, with rain and what seems like high voltage along the tracks, could explain the orb's appearance. It's thought that ball lightning occurs when atmospheric electricity causes ionized air to form into a ball of light, often resulting in unpredictable and sometimes explosive behavior. No one really knows what this is. All we do know is that it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. Grouper bit diver. Goliath groupers are usually known for their calm nature, but one recent encounter has left divers questioning that belief entirely. In an intense video, a massive 500-pound Goliath grouper named Bonnie is seen attempting to bite the head off a scuba diver. Despite their usual non-aggressive behavior, these giant fish, capable of growing up to 6 feet long and weighing up to 900 pounds, are still incredibly dangerous because of their sheer size. In this particular video, the diver seems to be interacting peacefully with Bonnie at first, but things take a sharp turn when the grouper suddenly lunges at the diver. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly what triggered the attack, but the presence of a school of fish nearby might have stirred the grouper's instincts. Within moments, Bonnie's massive mouth envelops the diver's head, with the diver's face nearly in its jaws. Thankfully, the diver was able to escape relatively unharmed, with only a slightly messed up mask to show for the terrifying ordeal. While the encounter ended without serious injury, it serves as a stark reminder of the raw power of these underwater giants. Though Goliath groupers are not typically aggressive towards humans, their size and strength make them a potential threat in certain circumstances. While many consider them non-threatening, others are more cautious, especially after witnessing such a close call. Real-life Spider-Man moment. Mamadou Gassama, a 22-year-old Malian migrant, became an international hero after a breathtaking act of courage in Paris. On May 26, 2018, Gassama was strolling through the streets of the 18th arrondissement when he saw a young boy hanging from a 4th-floor balcony. Without a second thought, Gassama sprang into action, scaling the building's facade with insane speed and agility. Climbing up the exterior of the building, using only the ledges, windowsills, and his bare hands, Gassama reached the child in just a matter of seconds. As the crowd below watched in shock and awe, Gassama managed to pull the boy to safety, preventing what could have been a fatal fall. His extraordinary act of bravery was caught on camera and quickly went viral, earning him praise from around the world. The mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, praised Gassama for his heroic deed, calling him the Spider-Man of Paris in a heartfelt tribute. Gassama's selfless actions did not go unnoticed, and he was later awarded French citizenship by then-President Emmanuel Macron, who also offered him a job with the Paris Fire Brigade. He acted selflessly in that moment, and it ended up changing his entire life. Have you ever captured anything like this on camera?